find a way to single out somebody and X that person out, that's how
I'm
they're going
glad
to
you
do it.
used that word because you and I were talking, and again, this is the Sister to Sister show. If you have a question or comment, give us a call at 915-5202. You and I were talking earlier, and I said, in my opinion, I do not believe that Ray Rice should have been fired. I do not believe that he should have been terminated. And my reasoning for that, I don't condone what he did. But if we're firing people for domestic situation, we're going to have a whole bunch of unemployed people out there. Number one. Number two is I believe that the NFL could have took this as an opportunity to bring education about domestic violence within their ranks. They could have took his salary, donated or built a domestic center. He needs help. He should have been mandated to some form of counseling, ongoing with follow-up, both of them.
There was a lot of different things they could have done. I felt that they should have suspended him for a year,
Right.
which is the same as
right.
losing the job. But now, and I do believe, as me and a lot of men out there who fight through different challenges, everybody deserves a second chance and opportunities to move on. I'm not trying to say condemn the man to death.
Right.
No, because then that doesn't solve the problem either. But obviously, you need the time away from football to celebrate.
To focus and fix you.
You should have your money and things in place. I pray that he does, and pay for things versus still loaning out stuff because you're relying on your contract. But hopefully he has that in place so you can focus that time, you and or your wife, both of them actually singly and together, as counseling. Then, spend the time, because he was already involved heavily in the community. So it should be no brainer. And then you still had plenty of people in that Baltimore community still uplifting that man.
They still are.
In the jerseys. And the thing is, my issue is this. If I or Ray Rice or anybody that has no type of fame to them and we get up and hit them, is the people going to give them that same type of support? No. And that's the problem with the hypocrisy in this, because we do it for celebrity, and because we always love to say the U.S. and America is about second chances, giving people opportunity. That's a
not
little
for
crap.
Everybody.
It depends on who
how
it
much
is.
Money you make.
And it's like, if only you could benefit me by that 2 to 3 hour football game, the escapism.
Right.
So we need he needs help. Work with the community. He could have used it as a spokesman. He used his opportunity to be a spokesman for the NFL.
He's 27 years old. He's still a kid.
Right. And then so use this opportunity, because this, like you said, this has been going on in the NFL for years. It just was in a locker room. Oh, that's men be men. You need to control your woman. How bad is it you see a woman fussing, or they see a girl or some type of issue going on, and going out in the locker room, and then we all know how the locker rooms go, and then so it's this level of machoism going on, and it's like the A positive personality.
Well, the other thing that I want to throw out is, at 27 years old, again, it's a serious issue. But if you think he was mad before, now that I done lost $43 million, I'm really mad. So what are they going to do to help him?
My question to this, we don't know, but where they are now? Right. Is he hitting her now?
Thank you. And that's the point. While all of the media is out focusing on him not being in football, let me share some stats with you, okay? Every 9 seconds in the U.S., a woman is assaulted or beaten. Mm-hmm. Around the world, at least 1 in every 3 women has been beaten, coerced into sex, or otherwise abused in a lifetime. More often than not, the abuser is a member of the family. Domestic violence is the leading cause of injury to women and death, more than car accidents, muggings, and rapes combined. Studies suggest that up to 10 million children witness some form of domestic violence annually. Nearly 1 in 5 teenage girls who will be in a relationship will say that their boyfriend threatened them. Mm-hmm. Every day in the U.S., more than 3 women are murdered by their husbands or boyfriends. 92% of women surveyed listed reducing domestic violence as the #1 concern. Domestic violence victims lose nearly 8 million days of paid work per year in the U.S. alone. That's the equivalent of 32,000 full-time jobs. The cost of an intimate partner violence in the U.S. alone exceeds $5.8 billion a year.
So my question is this: we always like to say money is an issue and things of that. You can look at that much. How much, like you said, the lost work production. You got to deal with the children, the job loss, and then like we talked about earlier, so many women are now working. One of the groups that I'm affiliated with, Box Cutter Magazine, working with
great product, great magazine.
Vicky Ashby and Olivia Ashby in the Tidewater area, and they do a lot of different things helping educating survivors of those statistics information and how to move on, because it was hidden. Some people were ashamed. They were like, how could this happen to me? I was the good one. I did these things and I trusted, this person. I gave them my life, my time, my soul, my body. And in some cases, put them above God. And then you abuse me, so they just tormented. And unfortunately, when they try to go on to the next relationship or their children, they keep hidden. Exactly. And then a lot of kids, son or daughter, go through the situation of your father looks like you, and I'm just seeing, reflecting, and taking that pain out. So one of the things of domestic violence is showing that, encouraging others that, there is a future. There is something beyond this. We can get through this. And then there's a lot of other women like-minded that's out there to support you, men and women that's out there. And we're trying to do a positive things in the community and bring awareness and such as this. And that's where some of the things that I was upset about personally is that we have now a National Organization for Women. We have the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. We have Women Helping Women, all these other different women organizations. We had the Melissa